So the 4 chapel meetings during the month of October will be dedicated to this. This obviously takes a lot of courage, so I ask for your help in being respectful and encouraging and enjoying this time together. We'll start with Ashley Saris.
Hello, my name is Ashley Saris and I'm a 4-year senior. Here at Suffield, I'm involved in the volleyball team, JV squash team, and the performing arts. I'm also a head waiter and the vice president of the senior class. For my chapel presentation today, I will recite a monologue from one of my favorite movies, Good Will Hunting. For those of you who have never seen it, the movie is a drama about a genius janitor who works at MIT and his shrink. The genius is interpreted by Matt Damon and the shrink is played by Robin Williams. The monologue you will hear from is a scene where Sean McGuire, the psychologist, talks to Will Hunting, the janitor. Will is a know-it-all that is concerned with doing what it takes to get by, and his activities have no inherent purpose. He has also never experienced life outside of his bubble, but seems to think that he can get by living like this. This monologue is very important to me, and I decided to share it with you all today because I believe everyone should live life to its fullest. We have one opportunity to be here, and we should make the best of it. It also shows that the only way to truly get to know and understand a person is by speaking and listening to them, and not relying solely on assumptions. So I invite you all to take advantage of life and get to know the people around you, and I hope you enjoy the monologue as much as I do.
I thought about what you said to me the other day about my painting. Stayed up half the night thinking about it. And then something occurred to me, and I fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. Haven't thought about you since. You know what occurred to me? You're just a kid. You haven't the faintest idea of what you're talking about. It's all right. You've never been out of Boston. So if I asked you about art, you'd probably give me the skinny on every art book ever written. Michelangelo, you know a lot about him. Life's work, political aspirations, him and the Pope, sexual orientation, the whole works, right? But I bet you can't tell me what it smells like in the Sistine Chapel. You've never actually stood there and looked up at that beautiful ceiling, seen that. I'd ask you about women, you'd probably give me a syllabus of your personal favorites. You may have even been late a few times, but you can't tell me what it feels like to wake up next to a woman and be truly happy. You're a tough kid. I'd ask you about war. You'd probably throw Shakespeare at me, right? Once more into the breach, dear friends. But you've never actually been near one. You've never held your best friend's head in your lap, watching him gasp his last breath, looking to you for help. I'd ask you about love. You'd probably quote me a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been truly vulnerable. Known someone that could level you just with her eyes, feeling like God put an angel on earth just for you. But you wouldn't know what it's like to be her angel, have that love for her, be there forever, through anything, through cancer. And you wouldn't know anything about sleeping, sitting up in a hospital bed for 2 months straight because the doctors can see in your eyes that the term visiting hours don't apply to you. You don't know about true loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself. And I doubt you ever dared to love anybody that much. I look at you, I don't see a confident, intelligent man. I see a cocky, scared to death kid. But you're a genius, Will. No one denies that. No one could possibly understand the depths of you. But you presume to know everything about me because you saw a painting of mine. And you ripped my freaking life apart. You're an orphan, right? Do you think I know the first thing about how hard your life has been? How you feel? Who you are? Because I read Oliver Twist? Does that encapsulate you? Personally, I don't care about all that because I can't learn anything from you that I can't read in some book. Unless you want to talk about you, who you are. Then I'm fascinated. I'm in. But you don't want to do that, do you, sport? You are terrified of what you might say. Your move, Chief.
Hey Suffield, my name is Jeremy Greer, and I'm a 4-year senior and right here in Suffield, Connecticut. Though many of you new students don't know me, those who do, and the returners, know me by several different nicknames, such as Wrinkle, Jer Bear, Germ. However, there is one nickname I possess, which only my parents call me. So for those of you who can actually see that, that says Mr. P. And does anyone want to take a guess at why it's Mr. P? Anyone? Yeah. Huh? Go meet me outside, man, okay? But yeah, P does not stand for me peeing my bed, but it does stand for kind of ran out of room, but that says procrastination. So I have a really bad procrastination problem, at least in the eyes of my parents. I don't really see it, but today I'm going to teach all of you how to effectively procrastinate. So, let's just break that up. So, side note, does anyone know why I'm actually writing down my work?
To take more time.
Yeah, that's right. Writing the word procrastination actually takes about 2.5 times longer to write than just saying. So that's the only reason why I'm doing this. But another side note is that I completely made up the fact I just said. And we're gonna go back to my topic now. But ever since I first got assigned homework, I have procrastinated. However, over the years it has evolved. Specifically this year, my senior year, I have figured out how to procrastinate by doing other work. So we're gonna put some ways how to procrastinate on the board. All right, so as I said, we have doing other work. All right, so that's up there. And just so you guys know, my procrastination problem is so bad. I finished a speech last night, and I'm actually kidding about that. I finished it A period this morning. But anyway, this entire week, I would sit down telling myself that I would write my chapel speech, when in fact I would do other non-essential work just so I didn't have to write it. But also yesterday, when I really was supposed to write it, I was watching football games for 12 hours and constantly monitoring my fantasy football team. And right now I'm beating Jonah Perry by 10 points. So, though I am an extreme case of procrastination, let's pretend like I'm not the only person in this room that procrastinates. Every day, each and every one of you procrastinates. For example, hanging out in the union instead of finishing a 12-page A-push paper you have to do the next day. Sorry, Mrs. Gianni. It's a good thing you already finished my college recommendation. Also, every time you watch Netflix or a movie, or even bug your roommate for no reason, you're procrastinating. So, we're going to write down. I have great handwriting, by the way. Netflix. And bugging roommate. If this marker didn't work, that would be bad. But, so all students procrastinate, but let's not pretend that we're the only ones at fault. Yeah, all you teachers out there, looking at you. Whenever you guys take 2 weeks to complete a 5-question multiple choice quiz, I'm pretty sure you guys grade those the night before. So, anyway, procrastination is generally referred to in a derogatory manner. But in reality, a healthy balance between procrastinating is the difference between being a stressed out, annoying person that's always complaining about how they only got 4 hours of sleep, even though they take the exact same classes as you, and the person who has no time to hang out with their friends. Also, by procrastinating, you're essentially prioritizing your obligation. So every time you decide to do something other than your work, that's less time to do said work. This is helpful because you will do your big assignments first, and the assignments that you leave until later will consume less time. So since procrastination can be beneficial, all of you need to know how to do it intelligently. So we're going to take this off. And I'm going to give you 3 steps on how to effectively procrastinate. So, 1, see how much work you have. 2, figure out how long it should take you. And 3, procrastinate as long as you want, as long as you leave enough time to finish your homework. Alright. So, also procrastination can be a reward for doing the work you already have. For example, you do your math homework, you can watch an episode of a show. And so yeah, it's pretty much how to procrastinate effectively. But even if you cannot put any of these methods into action, and you decide to procrastinate uncontrollably like me, remember that your best work is always done minutes before it's due.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Graham Shannon and I'm a 4-year senior. To give you a little background about myself, I've made a 1-slide PowerPoint presentation from my freshman year. While I have my 5 minutes of glory up here today, I wanted to pass on a story and a lesson about how much Suffield has done for me during my time here. My first day on campus as a freshman was Tiger Games, and as excited as I was, I did not fully understand what these activities were going to be. My dad and mom drove me into school to have brunch before events began. We pulled into Centurion parking lot, and I got out of the car in my new blue blazer, Brooks Brothers shirt and tie, and penny loafers. As I walked up the Centurion stairs, I noticed how the entire population of Suffield was in Tiger Games t-shirts and athletic shorts. So much for my plan to fit in on my first day of campus. I kept looking at my dad to give me permission to shed my blazer or tie, but knowing his passion for formal dress, he did not grant me that wish. As we were going through the dining hall, Mr. Can came up to me and asked me how everything was going so far. He then saved the day by offering to lend me some shorts and a t-shirt for the day. I think the exact quote was, "What is your waist size?" Embarrassed, I struggled to come up with a reason for my formality during Tiger Games. Mr. Can then informed me of the bookstore downstairs, where I could buy as much Suffield Academy apparel as I needed. After this, my entire wardrobe was a plethora of orange and black. I soon went to the bathroom and changed into my new garments so that I could represent Suffield like everyone else. From this first day on campus to where we are today, things do not always work out the way you imagined it. For example, my first 3 years here, there was no such thing as a senior speaker series. When I was notified of this new requirement, I could have looked at it 2 ways: a horrifying, traumatic, borderline hazing, detrimental 5 minutes, or an opportunity to bestow some thoughts and put into practice the leadership that we are taught at Suffield Academy. I have chosen the latter. Seniors, it's really not that bad. Expectations about how things are going to go do not always work out that way. My advice is to take a deep breath and go into opportunities with an open mind. Ultimately, this will lower your blood pressure and make the experience enjoyable, or at least tolerable. From senior year to freshman year, things will change at Suffield. From physical appearance to the way the days are structured, friend groups and everyone's interests may change. To be honest, that's all part of life. And it's okay. Once again, my name is Graham Shannon, and I'm a 4-year senior. Thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts, and now I'm going to leave you with something that Ms. Yeager said in one of her convocation speeches that stuck with me through my time at Suffield. When something bad comes your way, always remember, left foot, right foot, breathe.
My name is John Kosmeski. For a long time while writing this speech, that was the only line on the paper. Actually, until about 6:30 last night. While writing this, I thought, hey, this should be easy. I've already done one of these. You see, I was put in a similar situation my sixth form year at the junior boarding school, Eaglebrook. But as I looked over my assembly from 9th grade, I came to realize 2 things. 1, I'm a terrible writer. 2, I had to write another essay because I've changed a lot over the past 3 years. But sticking with the basic format, I'm going to tell you 10 things you probably didn't know about me. 1, I've already told you 3 things you probably didn't know about me. I went to Eaglebrook, I suck at writing, and like Jeremy, I'm very good at procrastinating. 2, I was born October 26, 1998. I have one brother, Kevin, and one sister, Katie. They both insisted I write this speech about them. My parents' names are Robert and Mary Kosmeski. Number 3, my name is John, not Jonathan. Yes, there is a difference. 4, popular to contrary belief, my winter sport is not swimming. I do play water polo, but mindlessly staring at a black line at the bottom of the pool does not seem appealing to me. I hang out with all swimmers, and in doing this, I can now speak swimmer, but I do not swim competitively. Number 5, while most of you know I'm a lacrosse goalie, most of you are probably not aware that I don't bruise anymore. After so many years of playing, I only get lumps and welts on my arms and legs. We're still trying to figure out scientifically why this is. Number 6, I did ballet for 6 years, from when I was 6 to about 12. And I know what you're thinking, this guy's officially weird, but I liked it at the time. And there were always boys' roles to be played, so I would always get the lead. And it really didn't matter how bad I actually was. The added bonus was it was great cross-training for every sport I did growing up. It gave me great balance and footwork that I would not have today. Number 7, my favorite song is Funny the Way It Is by Dave Matthews. Number 8, I hate to lose. In just about anything from a simple ping pong game to all my sporting events, this characteristic is one of the things that has not changed about me. When I was young, my family said that when in an argument, I had trouble accepting I had lost. This is probably true for most 9 or 10-year-olds, but apparently it was especially true for me. And after many lost arguments at the kitchen table, I took it upon myself to become more accepting of defeat. But to this day, I still hate to lose. Number 9, this summer I got a job on an excavation crew, digging holes in trenches and putting stuff in the ground. This was awesome for 2 reasons. First, I was outside all day for the entire summer. However, this came with a brutal farmer's day. But excavating was really cool for me because I was able to try the field of engineering, which is what I want to go to for college. Number 10, my biggest role model is my dad, because he is the hardest working individual I have ever met. He went to Springfield College to play soccer and get a degree in physical education. After that, he worked for the USA junior rowing team, traveling all around the world, before coming home to his hometown, Northampton, Massachusetts. He got a job as an athletic trainer, first at Eaglebrook and now at UMass, where he's worked with the hockey, football, soccer, and lacrosse teams. While with these teams, he has been able to work with players who now play in the NHL, NFL, and MLL. He has even worked with an Olympic gold medalist. He has taught me so much, but the most important thing he has taught me is to do what you love and love what you do. He chose his profession because that's what he was interested in. He found out he loved it, and for that he was fine not getting a big paycheck or to do something, so he could do something he loves. I strive every day to be just like him and learn as much as I can from him. Thank you.
Hello, Suffield Academy. As some of you may know, my name is David Emerson. I was born in Great Barrington, Massachusetts in the Berkshire Mountains. You may not know me, however, you probably know one of my ancestors, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He wrote his famous essay, Nature, on the top of Monument Mountain, not even 5 minutes away from my house. Learning of this and combined with the gentle push from my father, I began to appreciate the natural world around me. The feeling of hiking through the forest and being outside is surreal. There is no better time for thoughts and reflection than being with nature. I take solo in the winter because I feel like hiking in the winter is the perfect time. may all laugh and say, there isn't much to look at besides snow. And I kind of agree with you. There aren't animals, there aren't leaves. But when you're at the top of a summit and you're gazing out over so much untouched snow, it's honestly indescribable. I found my love of hiking mainly from when I was younger and would just explore in the snow. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, thinking I was the first person there, like Christopher Columbus almost. My mother actually yelled at me one time because I was gone for so long. She thought I ran away from the house, and that was not good when I got back. I'm not gonna lie. As I grew older, my father always would bring me to Monument Mountain. No surprise. Although the hike was physically taxing, I found the beauty and serenity on the island. This always inspired me. The times I went up, my father, he used to tell me to respect those areas. This occurred mainly because of some people treating the mountain poorly. Commonly, this human art was graffiti and trash on the ground. Honestly, I felt like it took a little away from the beautiful spot and showed no respect for anything at all. Now, I don't want all that we see out there to disappear. I mean, going out and seeing these beautiful things is awesome and fun. But I'm not going to tell you how to live your life either. That's up to you. But if you could take a second and try not to throw that plastic bag on your way from Highland on the ground, or mark up that tree with your boyfriend or girlfriend's name, or leave the paper cups from the dining hall all over the place, I feel as though that would help us preserve what beauties we get to see on a daily basis. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want these pure places to be despoiled and treated as a place where our trash goes. Because every important memory has two things: the people that are with you and the scenery. In all of my memories, the scenery played a critical role in my overall enjoyment. Beautiful settings make for a better and more memorable experience. I know I don't want to have memories where there's trash everywhere. I guess that might just be me, but at the end of the day, most people don't treat their personal place like that. These places aren't just my personal place, or yours, or yours, or yours. They're everyone's. So if we treat them this way, then they're going to get worse and worse, and no one will magically clean it up for us. My name is David Emerson. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Elena Miller, and I'm a day student from Westfield, Mass. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite poems written by Marty Dutton. The name of it is A Very Long Poem. It makes you stop and think, to slow down a bit, and appreciate what we have. It reminds us to be grateful for the people we know and love. This poem is very long. So long, in fact, that your attention span may be stretched to its very limits. But that's okay. It's what's so special about poetry. See, poetry takes time. We live in a time, call it our culture or society. It doesn't matter to me because neither one rhymes. A time where most people don't want to listen. Our throats wait like matchsticks waiting to catch fire. Waiting until we can speak, no patience to listen. But this poem is long. It's so long, in fact, that during the time of this poem, you could have done any number of other wonderful things. You could have called your father. Call your father. You could be writing a postcard right now. Write a postcard. When was the last time you wrote a postcard? You could be outside. You're probably not too far away from a sunrise or sunset. Watch the sunrise. Maybe you could have written your own poem, a better poem. You could have played a tune or sung a song. You could have met your neighbor and memorized their name. Memorize the name of your neighbor. You could have drawn a picture. You could have started a book or finished a prayer. You could have talked to God. Pray. When was the last time you prayed? Really prayed? This is a long poem. So long, in fact, that you've already spent a minute with it. When was the last time you hugged a friend for a minute, or told them that you love them? Tell your friends you love them. No, I mean it. Tell them. Say, I love you. Say you make life worth living, because that is what friends do. Of all the wonderful things you could have done during this very, very long poem, you could have connected. Maybe you are connected. Maybe you were connected. See, I believe that the only things that really matter in the grand scheme of life are God and people. And if people are made in the image of God, then when you spend your time with people, it's never wasted. And in this very long poem, I'm trying to let a poem do what a poem does. Make things simpler. We don't need poems to make things more complicated. We have each other for that. We need poems to remind ourselves of the things that really matter. To take time, a long time. To be alive for the sake of someone else for a single moment or for many moments. Because we need each other, to hold the hands of a broken person, All you have to do is meet a person, shake their hand, look in their eyes. They are you. We are all broken together, but these shattered pieces of our existence don't need to be a mess. We just have to care enough to hold our tongue sometimes, to sit and listen to a very long poem, a story of a life, the joy of a friend and the grief of a friend, to hold and be held and be quiet. So pray. Write a postcard, call your parents and forgive them, and then thank them. Turn off the TV. Create art as best as you can. Share as much as possible, especially money. Tell someone about a very long poem you once heard and how afterward it brought you to them. So in this fast-paced world of technology, we all need these simple reminders to slow down. Call your dad, tell your mother how much you love her and how grateful you are for everything that they've done to give you this opportunity. For our senior class, as we begin to sail through our final year at Suffield, remember the friendships from freshman to senior year that have made life worth living and the faculty who have had an impact on our lives. Live a simple life and take time to connect with people. To me, that's what makes life worth living. Thank you.
So hi, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is LJ Luba. I'm a 4-year senior from West Suffolk, Connecticut. And I'm not going to have an impersonation to give you like Ashley. I'm not going to have a poem to read you like Elena. And Ms. Silvatelli, my advisor, my college counselor, gave me this great outline to help me give this presentation in front of you guys. However, I'm not going to use it. Here you go. Today, I'm going to teach you how to freelance your senior speech. This is all unwritten. Here we go. So step 1, breathe. I'm taking very deep breaths right now. I do not like public speaking, especially in front of all kids. There you go. Step 2, walk along. Make sure that everyone sees what you're doing. I see all you guys are following me, you're all awake. This is how you do it. This is going really well. I'm liking this. Step 3, talk with your hands. The more hands that you talk with, the more likely people are to pay attention, the more likely they'll laugh because they think that you're making all this up. All right, this is going well. Step 4, plant answers. To anyone that I had that I needed to raise their hand when I said I was going to use you for my presentation, please raise your hand right now. I know Jackson's one of them. There you go. See, these are all the questions that I had. These are all answers that I had planted. All right, so this is going pretty well. None of this is written down, and I just wanted to talk to all of the kids here about enjoying Suffield. So let me start right here. Coming here, I was just as nervous as I am right now talking to all of you. I'm freaking out, I'm shaking, a little nervous, lots of new people, lots of faces. You just need to take it down and enjoy it. That's what I've been doing with my Suffield journey for the longest time. You get freaked out, new things come, you got a lot of challenges to face, like Ms. Silvatelli texting you at 11:30, hey, do you have a draft for your senior speech written down? No, I don't. Here's some bullet points that I just made up after watching an NFL game. And honestly, you just have to deal with it. Sometimes things are going to get hard, but you're always going to get through it, literally. I'm giving a senior speech without writing it down. That's how easy it is to do things. I know that some of you, even though I don't know them personally, you're having maybe a little bit rough time in your life, things aren't going the way you're going, you're stressed with work, you're adjusting to trying to make new friends from a new school. You're going to do great, honestly. If I can do it, you can do it. Believe me, it's that easy. All right, step 5, find a person in the audience that you can stare at for the longest period of time. Justin, I'm talking about you. I'm looking at you right now. Please, if I didn't look at you, I'd be freaking out. All right. Step 6. Make sure everyone's enjoying it. Am I doing a good job? Is this going well? Step 7. Apologize to Ms. Silvatelli. Ms. Silvatelli, I'm so sorry. Step 8. Have a good time, guys. Honestly, speaking from the heart here, I know that these are going to be some of the best years that you've had, and I certainly wish you all the best. This is my senior speech. Thank you very much.
My name is Nadezhda. Many of us have this idea that we are our shell, our body. We are defined by the name that's given to us at birth, and we are playing a game that, believe me, we are never going to win. The game of society. Some would say that we are made of 2 arms, 2 legs, and a face. Others would argue that we are made of atoms, Physics actually proves that if you'll go deeper and deeper into an atom, you'll find nothing but energy. So literally, you're just energy. But have you ever actually thought about it? Out of phenomenal chance, you occurred. You got to look around, walk around, and experience the earth. You got to eat delicious food, meet with your friends, read fantastic books. You got to look at inspiring sceneries, beautiful strangers, some of which have made you weak in the knees, given you butterflies in your stomach, made you feel love. You got to experience desperation, and then feel pain, and then feel pleasure. You got to listen to beautiful music. You got to dance. It's all quite insane. You have been given this opportunity to be absolutely crazy. You have been given this one chance. Isn't that crazy? You are no greater than I am, and I am no greater than you are. Take a plane, fly 1,000 feet up in the sky, and then look down. Everybody looks exactly the same. Our bodies and our souls are no more valuable than the other. Take a rocket, and then fly 1,000 miles up in the sky. And then no human body can be seen, just a sphere of blue and green. When you look at the bigger picture of life, it frees you. You are alive. You are free. Your freedom is as boundless as you accept it to be. You can be as crazy, nomadic, loving, and forgiving as you let yourself be. The human experience is limitless. Humans, by instinctive nature, are playful. Yet, the majority of us are trapped because we were taught from a young age that we should be functional as opposed to intuitive, as we were meant to be. We are basically denying ourselves on one of the most basic of human rights. Your purpose of this life on earth is not to play the game of success and infirmity. Your purpose on earth is to play your own game. You are here, and that is beautiful. You can play as much as your playful heart desires. Things that you do should be out of love. Love for yourself, love for others, for this planet, for this universe. Because if you act out of love, everything you do brings you joy. Congratulations, you beautiful, boundless soul. You were given this unique human experience, and you will never know any objective truths why and what you should do with it, and when it will end. All you can do is act out of love, and have fun.
Great job, everybody. Congratulations. Next week, we will reconvene and hear from Cam Aponahie, Ava Kraus, Luke Dutrenois, Ian McTaggart, Jonah Perry, Poon Soriatakul, Alexis Corcoran, and Laura de los Santos. Have a great week, and you're all excused.